I feel like we've got a whole new seat. That's what you call a poor man's Recaro. It's almost a 200 series. Alright, here we go, welcome back. Another episode of the Explore build. Now we're doing the part 2 of the interior build. We were with EC Off-Road. We got all the sound deadening done, a little bit of 12 volt, and today we're up here at Cruiser Consoles. Jason's got to go get the tool belt on, he's got a big day ahead of him. Alright, let's get stuck in. Alright guys, so what's going on? Welcome back to another episode. Now look, this time we're doing the interior on the 79. So I've just rocked up at EC Off-Road. I dropped the car off last night to him and I think he got a little bit carried away and started pulling things out last night. So let's go in, let's have a look, and I'll run you through everything that we're about to do. Let's see where he's up to. Yo, what's going on?
How you going, buddy?
Alright, so here with Carl from EC Off-Road. Mate, looks like you got a little bit carried away last night and started pulling some things apart.
Yeah, ripped into it, mate. Got straight into it. It's good.
Okay, so no one knows what's going on yet. We'll show you in a second, but basically the plan is to pull out all of the interior, and the guys from CARBUILDERS have sent us up one of their stage 4 kits, which is basically sound deadening, all that sort of thing. So run us through, you do a fair few of these, so run us through, you know better than me, what exactly is in the stage 4 kit?
So the whole car, roof, firewalls, and the floor gets the sound deadener, just to stick on. And then on the roof we put a sound and heat install. It's like about a 5mm layer across the roof and the rear firewall. Under the carpet on the floor we'll get the 10mm waterproof carpet underlay. So big advantages. Oh
mate, if my 76, I never got it done. It's one of my biggest regrets. Yeah. You can barely hear yourself like through the speaker to try and have a phone conversation. The stereo, you got to crank it up to hear anything. You get all that road noise. After 10 hours driving in the car, you end up, you know, pretty worn out.
Basically driving in a Milo tin. Exactly.
So look, one of the cool things about the Stage 4 kit is all the shitty carpet that's under the carpet underlay, that whenever you go, if you ever do, heaven forbid, hopefully I don't get water in this truck, but when you do get moisture in, that soaks it all up and it goes to shit. So this new stuff is fully waterproof.
Fully waterproof. You can rip it out, hose it off.
Rip it out, hose it off. How good's that? I'd like to say it probably won't happen, but chances are it probably will happen. So let's have a look around, let's get stuck in and see how we go. Okay, so this is something interesting, and I didn't even notice this, and Carl just pointed it out to me, but if you pull out the interiors of any old 70, there's absolutely nothing, but this is what they call their sound deadening, which is only a recent addition. So I don't even know what it is. It's something they've just sprayed in, and this is what they classify as their sound deadening. So absolutely horrendous. So we're going to cover absolutely everything with this tar-based sound deadening here. Now, once again, this is from CARBUILDERS, so if anyone wants to know where to get this product, I'll link this below. I did a bit of searching to find guys that had it, and someone to install it was the other hard thing. So CARBUILDERS do a full kit for the 70 series, and you basically DIY it. Give us a little demo. If anyone decides to DIY it at home, what's the easiest way to sort of get it done?
Yeah, right, so start off with, you want to give it a good clean. Obviously you want to make sure it sticks, especially the roof. Good wax and grease remover, get all the crap off the metal, mark it out, stick it on. The biggest thing is you want it to stick all surfaces, so give it a real good roll. These that come in the kit, wooden handle, absolutely perfect. Get right in there, get right on all the edges, give it a good roll. You want it to stick. Comes with the alley tape, stick it over the joins, where you've got a full aluminium surface for the install liners to stick onto. Pretty much it. Okay,
so I did say DIY kit. Now, just to be very clear, just so no one goes out and buys this and then brings it home, they basically supply you with a heap of different sheets, and then you've got to go through, measure out the little sections, and then cut them to suit, peel them off, stick them on, and work your way around the whole car, all the way down all the side pillars, and mould it into suit. So it's not, they don't come pre-cut to suit each little panel, unfortunately. No. That'll make it bloody quick. So what do you reckon, how long would it take to do a full car? And obviously you've done a few, so.
There's a bit in it. About a weekend for DIY. A good sort of day for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So about a weekend at home, or if you're chasing someone to do your 79, ideally the best time to do it is when the car's brand new. But look, you can do it. You can do it at any time, really. If you've got wiring and bits and pieces running through the car, it makes it that little bit harder. So that's why it's good when it's new. But if you're chasing someone to do it, this is the man. Alright, so we're back out here. I'm a little bit late this morning, mate. What did you do? Have an all-nighter last night?
Yeah, we went nearly here till midnight. That's all right.
So he got a little bit carried away, and he's basically done everything. He's finished everything. All the sound deadening, the underlay is all back together. He's got the whole interior. He even put the new seat covers on the car, and then we got the new side mirrors on. And then I didn't even know, but he's thrown a whole new head unit in there. So I've got a bucket load to show you. Let's run through everything now. We'll start off with these mirrors. Right, so here we go. Now, if you've ever had the pleasure of owning a 70 series, you will have seen these good things. Now, these are just about useless. You literally go down the highway. As soon as you get to about 100, 110, even when the bolts are nice and tight, they do just end up loosening up and moving around. Or someone comes up and grabs it. They're hopeless and they don't give you a great deal of vision. So upgrading the mirrors was an absolute must for me. I'm going to be towing full time next year. I tow the boat around a lot at the moment. We've been in and out of different caravans lately, so towing mirrors was a must. So I've just seen these. They're pretty much brand new to the market for the 70 series. MSA, they've done their towing mirror. So you've got 4 different stages of the mirrors, obviously in nice and close, which is predominantly what you do when you're driving and not any towing. Stage 1. Stage 2, this simply folds out when you've got your camper trailers and bits and pieces on. Then you can have them stage 3, mirror folded up and extended out. All depends on what you're towing and what's going to work best for your vision. Then stage 4, all the way out for your big vans and any of those big toy haulers and bits and pieces you're going to tow. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gives you plenty of different options. Nice sturdy metal bracket, and then you can even tuck them in when you're going through those nice tight tracks. Or they're that bloody firm that if you get hit by a nice big tree, it's just going to fold in out of your way. Branch will come off. How good are they? Okay, now you might not have seen this unless you've been in any car ever, but it is the old mirror adjustment pad. So finally, I can sit inside my vehicle and adjust the mirrors on the run, which I can't tell you how many times I've literally had to pull over, run around the other side, push it, get back in, have another go. I mean, it really should, it should be in here already, but it's in now, and I tell you what, it's going to make the biggest difference. Absolutely stoked. All right, so don't leave your car down here too long at EC Off-Road. You end up with a brand new head deck, or maybe you do want to leave it in here too long. So what do you call this thing, mate? Has it got a model, brand? What is it?
It's just our 9-inch universal unit. They fit well in the 79.
Yep.
All your apps, we can hook up to our OBD, the ECU of the car, check your boost.
Show them that.
Yep, so we can come in here, do our gauges, revs, boost. Come back over here. If you ever throw any codes, we can clear any codes in the diagnostic stuff. So pretty cool. So
it's just like having your own scan gauge, and then you can have your revs sitting here. You know, your coolant temperature. You can basically monitor your whole car from your CD. Well, it's not a CD player anymore.
Yeah, head unit, yeah.
From your head unit. All right, cool. And then if we come back here. Yep, we'll exit that. Then you can go straight into your Z-Link. Now this is going to look familiar for everyone out there. Links straight up to your phone, and that is what you do not see very often in a 70 series. So I can go straight into my maps. You know, rather than trying to have your phone sitting on the dash. 70 series drivers will know what I'm talking about. Straight into my Spotify, anything that's on my phone. CarPlay. I've never had CarPlay, just so you guys understand why I'm so bloody excited. Now, because it is essentially an Android tablet, I can whack a SIM card in, have internet, the whole 9 yards. So then if I've got the internet, I can download, I can download any app I want.
Yeah.
So once I set it up properly, I'll have my HEMA off-road maps. So then as we're cruising through the bush, I'll just be able to see exactly where we are, where we're going on the HEMA there. I'll probably download a couple of my other mapping apps, and all that'll be able to come on here. So reverse camera as well, because let me tell you, I cannot see a thing out of the back of this truck. So reverse camera is linked up, and I can link multiple cameras.
Yeah.
So when I get the new canopy on, I'll put a another camera up on the top of the canopy, and then I'll be able to switch between the tow ball when I'm reversing and the top of the canopy to give me a nice view of everything behind me. So absolutely stoked with that. Once again, this is how they should come from factory. All right, while we're sitting in here, come around this side and let me show you what I call the poor man's Recaro. Come around. All right, well, here we go. I've got the MSA seat covers, the premium canvas seat covers. Now, these are nice heavy duty canvas, but they're also soft enough that they're actually super comfortable. And this is the flash bit. Stay tuned. Lean back in your 70 chair and just pump her up. A little bit of well, a lot actually of lumbar support. So I'm going to be honest, they actually do the MSA seat covers for Recaros, but I'm going to run these with the lumbar support for a while. I've run the 76 seats with 0 lumbar support, and I honestly never had too many dramas with them. So I feel like I've got a whole new seat. That's what you call a poor man's Recaro. So we'll see how they go. You can pump up the lumbar support, you can let it down, adjust it, all those sorts of things. Obviously I got the front seats and the back row. Seat covers are a must. I'll be jumping in and out of this muddy, wet, dirty, sandy. So it will protect everything while we're doing this lap and everywhere else we go. Absolutely stoked. They look good, black and silver to match the color coordination. I should be an interior designer. So yesterday when we left it, he just started putting some of the sound deadening in. Now he got super carried away last night and got stuck in. So all the sound deadening's on and all the insulation's in here. So look, it's the cab. We took it for a drive around the block before, and honestly, it is that quiet. You can talk to each other, which is just about unheard of in a 79. I've done trips when we picked this thing up coming back from Victoria, and literally, if you're both facing forward and trying to talk, you can't hear each other unless you just stand there and look at each other. So, absolutely stoked. It is now dead quiet inside this thing. The new stereo is a beast. All we need to do is throw some better speakers in, and it will sound shit hot. So, I actually can't recommend this stuff highly enough. It's going to save me massively on the long drives. Something else that he's installed for me is off the dual battery system. He just wired up a couple of cigarette plugs, so when I do have the canopy off, I can simply pull these back seats out, install my false floor, and I'll have a 50-litre fridge here. So Coops, the dog, will jump up in the back. I can have the 50-litre fridge. That's if I'm not running the canopy. It just gives me that little bit of power outlet in the back here, which looks nice and neat, tucked away behind the seats. Absolutely stoked. He's done a stellar job. All right, mate, well, good job. You put a few hours in, but she got there, eh?
Yeah, it was good. Late last night, we got there in the end.
So, look, if you want to know any more about any of these products, I know there's going to be a bucket load of questions, so just chuck them in the comments. But I will put links to all the MSA mirrors because you guys probably haven't seen them before. So the link for the MSA mirrors will be there. The seat covers are on their website as well. Now, if you want to know more about the sound deadening, make sure you go hit up the guys from Car Builders. Obviously, you can order that as your own kit and spend a weekend ripping your car apart and getting it done. If you want a hand, hit Kale up, and then I know you're all going to carry on about this head unit. So if you want more information about the head unit, you're the man.
Yeah, let us know, help you out.
Thanks very much, mate, appreciate it. Look, the car is getting there. Another section of the build done. So from here, we're going to go up to see me mate Jace at Cruiser Consoles, and we're going to start putting a little bit more on the interior, and then we'll be back. So it won't be long, we'll be back. We got the steering wheel to go in, and a couple of other little bits and pieces. So stay tuned. Alright, here we go, welcome back. Now we're doing the part 2 of the interior build. We were with EC Off-Road. We got all the sound deadening done, a little bit of 12 volt, and today we're up here at Cruiser Consoles with Jace. How are we, mate?
Thanks.
So look, basically on the 76, I come up here, it would have been 3 years ago. Jace just sort of kicking off, he'd had a few bits and pieces. We ended up having a bit of a prototype fridge, center console going to 76. We had I guess it was a one-off initially too of the roof console because we had the Red Arc Manager 30 display in there. So we did a few little bits of prototyping last time, and we're back again with a couple of new products. So as you can see behind me here, there's actually a lot of install that's going to go on through the truck. I'll run you through all of the individual pieces in a minute, but while Jace is here, let's just run through some of the the products that are going straight in. This one straight off the bat, what do we got?
Our storage drawers, they are unique to us. We haven't seen anyone else with them yet, but we've maximised the storage under the seat, and
Yep.
most times you shove something on the seat and you never find it again, but
Correct.
these
So
are lockable.
now these, I had a set sitting at home and I haven't put them in the 76, I was saving them for the 79. So straight under the seat, like Jay said, as soon as you got anything, you lose it underneath the seat. Lockable, so if you just want to go out for a surf, leave your phone, wallet and everything locked up, whatever it might be, they'll come in handy, that's for damn sure. Now, we'll talk door pods while we're going along. So I'll grab this one.
So yeah,
So, if you've ever owned a 70 series, you get this shitty plastic map pocket. I can tell you on the 76, both of mine are gone. They fall off and they're pretty bloody average. So this one's for the rear door, mate. Basically, you fit a 6-inch speaker and you get a cup holder in the back. We'll do a cup holder count as we continue, and then these are for the front door, eh?
so yeah, we've designed these in 2015, and they do utilise that map pocket, but we've upgraded the hardware so they don't fall off.
Yeah, which
And
is perfect.
they're lightweight, they're polypropylene, and they've got a timber backing plate to stiffen the front up and get a bit more bass out of them.
So if you're familiar with the 70, you get 2 4-inch
Under the dash,
paper speakers
facing down.
under the dash. The stereo system in these is horrendous. We all know that. So this allows me to do 2 6-inches. I'm going to do 6-inch with tweets in the front, 6 inches in the rear, and we're going to install a little amp to give it a little bit more bass, and that'll link up with the new head unit, and of course it's sound deadened. So I've only in the 76, I'm still running for the 4-inch speakers in the dash. So I'm not going to bloody know myself, so they'll come in extremely handy, and this is where it gets really exciting. If you've ever seen a centre console on a 70, you get one cup holder and you get the most pathetic excuse for a centre console, I think, in any car that you could possibly purchase in any vehicle. It's horrendous. So we got the full centre console, and I've gone with the fridge option. So run us through these a little bit, mate.
Yeah, so we were one of the first to put fridges in the cruisers,
Yep.
commercially. We ran to start with the Waco because everyone had Wacos, and then come and saw us about a console.
Yep.
So there are other fridges we use now, but Waco's still the main one. They're easy to get hold of, and the price is pretty good. So
Yep.
we've this is a prototype console of ours. We've moved the seam to make it easy to install, and yeah, we've put some more cup holders in because these, depending on your size of your mug,
Yep.
these can be a little bit small.
Yeah, so it's a similar front end design. There was no cup holders in the previous one in my 76, and yeah, the cup holders on the Dometic are perfect for your water bottles and a can of Coke, but if there's anything slightly bigger in diameter, your coffee cups and those sorts of things, they don't tend to fit in too well. So they will come in extremely handy. That was one bit of feedback from the missus, is make sure you got more cup holders. You can never have enough cup holders. So yeah, that's come up unreal. There is another centre console. I'll run you through that a little bit more when we get closer, but I've gone with the Dometic fridge again. It's that handy. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I've run one in the 76. Cold water, you can keep your bags of lollies and a bit of fruit and whatever else. Now, for the trip around Australia next year, that's going to be a bit of a must. And then, of course, up the front of the console here, you get your power outlets as well. So you get one cigarette socket and 2 USBs. So one for my phone to charge and one for Jess. So personally, I'm not a fan of the T consoles. This is the same style that we put in the 76. These are all products that I've had in the 76 for the last 3 years, and I've hated not having them in this one already. Yeah, the T console, for me, you lose a bit of vision too when you want to, if you're talking to someone tall sitting next to you. Nice tap lights, which are a little bit flash.
And we managed to get plenty of storage. It's like you can see here, there's not a space we've wasted. Like, we're going to hang an XRS off the front, but we're going to put the power box under the dash simply to maximise all the storage
up top. So you get absolutely zero storage in the front of these except for that shitty plastic box. So now we'll have overhead console storage, his and hers. We get extra storage in the centre console there. And then, of course, we'll still have the map pockets, drink holders everywhere. I'll run you through a little bit more what's going on today. Jason's got to go get the tool belt on. He's got a big day ahead of him. All right, let's get stuck in. All right, so while the boys start ripping the interior apart and getting everything ready to go, I just thought I'd run you through each little thing a little bit more in detail because you guys are forever asking questions. So the speakers, we've gone for the focal, double split. I'm not an audio guy and nothing about speakers. EC Off-Road said, I'll grab you some of these. I think we're putting focals in the back. They have a tweeter, so that'll just give me slightly better sound. I'm not a stereo doof guy, so I don't know. I've been running around with 4-inch paper speakers, so I'm not going to know myself no matter what goes in there. So that's what's going in the front. Something similar will go in the rear. We'll run through it probably a little bit more because we'll go back to EC and he's going to chuck a little amp in to boost these. So I honestly won't know myself, but that's what speakers are going in. Now the fridge, this is the new model. This is the CF11, so I was running the previous model in the 76. These are a true compressor fridge as well. That's probably important to note. Look, fridge freezer, it does come in extremely handy on those long trips. You know, you have a cold can stuck in there for lunchtime when you pull over, ready to go. But mainly to have cold water while you're driving all the time, especially doing a whole lap of Australia. I was a bit unsure whether I wanted to go the fridge or the normal center console. I'll show you those. And it'll make a little bit more sense. I was pretty torn, to be honest. Now, of course, UHF, we're going the XRS Connect. This is what I've got in the 76. It's what we got in the GU Patrol. Hands down, my favourite unit on the market. Cannot be beaten. The quality's second to none. All you got to do is pick up the handheld unit and you'll know what's going on. And of course, it's got that nice magnetic clip. So on the roof console here, we'll mount a little magnetic clip, bang, bang, on, off, simple. With the XRS unit, we've got the dual aerials as well. So I'll predominantly leave the longer one on, and I just tuck the little stubby one behind the seat. This truck's going to be sitting that high that I don't know if I'll ever run the stubby, to be honest. But if we do get into real mountain terrain country, I might throw that one on. For anyone who doesn't know anything about aerials like me, this is a 2.1 in the smaller unit, and then the big dog here I think is a 6. It's a 6.6 dBi. So this one, your bigger aerial, essentially is great for that open flat country. If you picture it, sort of sends out a sheet signal, which is great for your long distance. Then your 2.1 decibel sends out a little bit more of a dome. So when you're in that high country terrain, if you picture the sheet one, it'll run into the mountain. It's not quite as good, whereas your 2.1 decibel, it'll sort of throw the signal up over the mountains, but it doesn't travel as far. That is the basic, no idea terminology. If you want to know the difference between the two aerials, that's what it is. Look, ideally, if you're just driving around the town all the time and you're trying to sneak into a car park and your vehicle's not going to be quite as high as what this is, then the little stubby one means you can fit inside your garage, inside your car parks, all that sort of thing. And then it's a simple Allen key and screw on when you're heading out on those longer remote trips. XRS, can't beat it. Drawers, we've sort of run through them. This is the main thing I wanted to run you through in a little bit more detail. These are his two main options. Like we said, you've got the outlets up top. One of the favourite reasons that I prefer about these, there is a couple of different mobs on the market that do this sort of thing. But this one, you have your nice sides, it matches your sort of interior look, but then you get the aluminium top. Now, you've got stuff sitting on here. If your dash looks anything like mine, you normally have shit everywhere. This, no matter how rough and tough you are with it, it doesn't scratch, it doesn't look old. The one in my 76 still looks brand new today. Absolutely stoked that you've got the extra cup holders in this one. They're going to come in extremely handy. So this is essentially the front component, and this links up with the fridge console. So, like we said, I've decided to go for the fridge console because it's what I've had in the truck for the last 3 years, and honestly I can't really live without it now I've had it. So we've gone and got a little bit fancy. Jace has done me a favour here, constantly leaning your arm up on top, and this is where I was possibly tempted to go for the standard centre console. We've gone and got a bit of armour deck, C deck, whatever you want to call it, cut it out, and we're actually going to mount that on top of the fridge, which will just give me a little bit of padding for the elbow. Wow, that sounds soft as to say out loud, but it's just a little bit of a cool touch that Jace is doing for us. It'll look nice inside the truck. And then of course you get your cup holders, and your fridge console. Now, if you do want to have the fridge turned off, you can use it as a standard console, which it's got a little shelf in here as well, so it is kind of versatile. You get the best of both worlds. I'll show you his other option. Now, if you've got a 70 series and you've got kids, or you got people in the back more than what I have, this may be a better option for you. So here's his full one-piece console. These are the 2021 models once again, with the cup holders up the top here, and you just get a nice big padded comfy armrest and a super deep center console. This is where it gets a little bit flash, and for those people running kids in the back of the car, I just thought I'd show you this because it is something you guys might be interested in. You get your power outlets in the back, like your fancy 200s and whatnot. So you get your SIG, your dual USBs, and then for the kids in the back, push that, and the old, that's a bit flash, isn't it? The old drink holders pop out. So I just thought I'd show you that, just so you can see these two different options. And if you do have kids, maybe that's a better option for you. I'm guessing these days all kids have got iPads and phones, whatnot, and they probably want power 24/7. But that's a quick overview of everything that's going in. The boys is just starting to pull everything apart now, and we'll get it installed, and I won't know myself in a few hours.
The wiring's always a slow bit.
Alright, so there's not too much that they leave in the interior. You wouldn't think they'd have to pull everything out, but you've got to rip all the front seats out to get this center console in with the fridge mount. Head deck's been completely pulled apart so that we can get into the rear speakers, and you've got to grab some power off the back here for your center consoles. They've run the roof power up the side pillar here nice and neat, so that gives me power up to my UHF up top. And all the mirror point, or what do you call these, sorry, sun visors, they come off because they use all the factory mounts, so that there's no extra drilling or no extra hole. So they pick up a mount on your door handles here, and they use your visor mounts. So it's all super clean, no extra drilling needed. Yeah, good. Just pulled the seat out. This is how you install the under seat box. So basically you just pull out your factory seat slide, and you use all of the factory mounting brackets and factory bolts. The brackets for the drawer just goes in between your actual seat mount and the slide. It's that simple, tucks in there nice and neat, and away you go. Key on the front, pretty bloody neat, eh? Alright guys, well here we go. The boys have just gone to town and given it the full cruiser console overhaul. We've gone from 1 cup holder to 8 and we've gone from whatever Toyota reckons this thing is to the finished product. So here we go. How good does this look? We got the little bit of padding on top of the fridge here, which is a bit fancy. I got my fridge, 2 extra cup holders here, so we've got a total of 4. You got a little bit of storage pockets, or your 12 volt. So basically your iPhones sit down in here, plug them in, and then of course up top we've got the roof console, exactly the same as the 76. The 79 starting to feel like home. So we've got the XRS unit with the magnetic clip, as neat as you like. The touchpad lights, his and hers, and then 2 massive storage pockets on either side. I've even stuck a couple of 12 volt USB outlets up there. So I'm actually gonna hard mount a couple of GoPro chargers up there, so I can have my GoPro charging, batteries charging all the time. And now the door pods. Let me come around and show you the door pods. Oh, before I do, just to show you the color difference. Obviously the center console all matches the interior absolutely perfect. And then when you come up to the roof console, it's that nice light grey, looks 100% factory, and it's just the fine detail, if I'm being honest, that makes, in my opinion, cruiser console one of the best on the game. Little things like your sun visors are recessed into the roof mount. It's all the tiny little fine detail that he does that, you know, sets him apart from the rest, in my opinion. The boys have done an absolutely stellar job. Let me show you these side pockets. Alright, so all you had initially was the little mat pocket, nothing too flash, and honestly, whenever people get out of the doors, they end up snapping them off. So they've gone for the full pod. We got the 6-inch speaker, we got the little tweeter up here. The other thing you get, the way he's shaped the pod, is it does give you another cup holder on the door there, and you can still put all your shit in there. So neat as hell, as per usual. Another thing I've got is the 1-stone armrest up top. So I've got another cup holder. But look, honestly, in the 70 series, if you're sitting your elbow on that for bloody 10, 12 hours a day while you're driving around, let me tell you, she does end up a little bit sore and a little bit bruised. The boys from 1-stone have done a cracking little job. Padding on top, cup holder up there. It's exactly where it wants to be. Spot on. We'll have a look in the back. So in the back, I've got another set of speakers to go in, which I actually left at home. So we've just chucked all the speaker wire in. We'll wire them up with the rear amp when we get back to EC Off-Road. But this is the rear little pod. Super tidy. Once again, looks factory. And, you know, for the kids in the back or whoever might be sitting in the back, you pick up a cup holder. I'm absolutely stoked. Look, most of this is pretty familiar gear to me. It does feel like home now. It's exactly, everything's where it should be and needs to be, like how I've had it in the 76 for 3 years. So I was never going any different setup. Just a couple of fancy things. I didn't show you these. Here is the finished product of the under seat drawers. I'll let you sneak in there with the camera and have a bit of a look. But here it is. Super sturdy and strong and just tucks away. So I reckon it's a good little bit of kit. Couple of Explore Life dash bags on the top. We'll swap that steering wheel over for the one that's in the 76. So I get all my controls. It'll all link up to this head deck. And then, as far as I'm concerned, it's almost a 200 series. How good. All right, well, there we go. She's getting close. That is a wrap on this little video. That kind of covers off everything we've done on the interior build. It's about 95% done inside. You'll have to wait to the final reveal to see the finished product. But for now, we've got to get home. This thing goes on a truck next week straight down to Melbourne. The boys at Safari are going to give it the full once-over with the R-Max Performance package. Then it's off to Boss Aluminium. We got the tray and canopy setup going on the back, which is where all the magic's going to happen. All the Red Arc gear is going to go in. Then it'll be back up here. We'll do a couple little videos. We'll go see Dean from the Bush Company to get the rooftop and awning all sorted. And I tell you what, she'll be just about ready for this hot lap around Australia. So if you guys are enjoying these videos, make sure you like, subscribe. I'm going to link Cruiser Console, Dometic, all the products that go in these videos. They'll all be in the description if you want to chase any of this gear up for yourself. Until then, get out and enjoy the Explore Life. See you next time.